Hi, this is Jaya. In this video, we shall see the summary of The Way of the World by William Congreve. The Way of the World is a restoration comedy, and the main themes are the complexities of love and marriage, the perverseness of money and social status, and the prevalence of deception and manipulation. The main characters are Millamant, Lady Wishfort, Sir Rowland, Fainall, Mrs. Marwood, Mrs. Fainall, Foible, Waitwell, Sir Wilful, Mirabell, and Betty. Before the play could start, Congreve gives a dedication to Ralph, the Earl of Montague, with the hope of securing his patronage. And following his dedication, there is a prologue in which the actor playing Fennel tells the audience about how hard it is to be a poet. And the play opens with Mirabell and Fennel discussing the situations. Fennel admits to marrying Arabella Languish for her money and not for love, while Mirabell hopes to marry Millamant because he loves her, and Millamant is Mrs. Fennel's cousin. The source of these fortunes to these ladies is Lady Wishfort, and she is actually Mrs. Fennel's mother and Millamant's aunt. And here, as they are discussing, we could understand that Mirabell tries to seduce Lady Wishfort to conceal his interest in Millamant. That is, he is behaving with Lady Wishfort as though he is in love with Lady Wishfort, who is actually much aged, but his real lady love is Millamant. And why he does this is because Lady Wishfort has the fortune of Mirabell's, and in case if she does not approve of her marriage choice, then she will not get any of her fortunes. And therefore he is worried whether Lady Wishfort will find about Mirabell's deceit, because Mirabell also behaves as though she is not in love with anyone and she will marry only the person who is chosen by Lady Wishfort. And she tells Millamant that she will not receive Lady Wishfort's money if she marries Mirabell. And therefore Mirabell has a plan that rests on his servant, who is Waitwell, and they plan that Waitwell should marry one of Lady Wishfort's servants, Foible, because he is in love with her. And Fainall and Mirabell meet Witwoud and Petulant, who are two gentlemen of low intelligence and bad manners. However, Witwoud and Petulant reveal that Lady Wishfort hates Mirabell, and Millamant is following Lady Wishfort's instructions because she has to be in her good books. A friend of Lady Wishfort, Mrs. Marwood, and Mrs. Fainall share their hatred of men. Mrs. Fainall says she hates even her husband, but Mrs. Marwood blushes when the conversation shifts to Mirabell, and we understand that she has a soft corner and maybe she has a crush over Mirabell. And at that time Mirabell enters and walks with Mrs. Fainall, and we understand from their conversation that they have been very close earlier. And while Fainall enters and walks with Marwood, though Fainall criticizes Marwood for telling Lady Wishfort about Mirabell's deceit, he forgives her, and from this conversation we can understand that Fainall is very close to Marwood, that is, they are having a relationship there, and he forgives her because he has a new plan. Fainall wants to secure both Mrs. Fainall and Millamant's wealth for himself and Marwood, and so he reveals that he and Marwood are having an affair, and therefore definitely Marwood will benefit from what he gets. Now we find that Mirabell is telling Mrs. Fainall that he too has a plan to get Millamant's money and marry Millamant because he loves her, while at the same time he wants to secure Mrs. Fainall's money for herself and not lose it to her husband Fainall, because it is very evident that Fainall had married her only for her money. Now Mirabell's plan is to dress Waitwell as Sir Rowland, who is a fictitious uncle, and to tell that he is a very wealthy man and trick Lady Wishfort into marrying him. And using blackmail, Mirabell will offer to annul the marriage in exchange for marrying Millamant and getting her money. Mrs. Marwood warns Lady Wishfort that she saw Foible talking to Mirabell, and then she hides in a closet. After Foible delivers Lady Wishfort's portraits to the fake Sir Rowland, Lady Wishfort is excited to meet him. Foible says she insulted Mirabell for insulting Lady Wishfort, and Lady Wishfort wants to ruin Mirabell's reputation. She wants to marry Sir Rowland, thinking Sir Rowland also hates Mirabell. Foible notes that Lady Wishfort needs a lot of makeup to look like her in her pictures. After Lady Wishfort leaves, Mrs. Fennel enters and discusses the plan to deceive Lady Wishfort with foible. When they leave, Marwood emerges and plans to warn Lady Wishfort. Millamant and Witwoud and Petulant enter, and Marwood argues with Millamant about Mirabel's plan. Witwood's half-brother Wilful arrives, and Marwood is exhausted by the foolishness of Witwoud, Wilful and Petulant. Fainall and Lady Wishfort arrive, and Marwood warns Fainall about Mirabel's plan. Fainall is upset, but he assures Marwood that he already acted to secure Mrs. Fainall's money. They prepare to ruin Mirabel's plan. Lady Wishfort debates how to behave around Sir Rowland, then leaves to prepare. Mirabel arrives and argues with Millamant about getting married, which ends in they agreeing to marry. Wilful also proposes to Millamant, but she rejects him. Mrs. Fainall enters and suggests that Millamant could still marry Wilful if Mirabel's plan fails. Witwoud, Petulant and Wilful enter, drunk, and Lady Wishfort, who encourages Millamant to marry Wilful. Sir Rowland enters and proposes to Lady Wishfort, but Foible delivers a letter revealing Mirabel's plan. Sir Rowland denies the letter and promises to produce proof of his wealth. Fainall accuses Mrs. Fainall of having an affair with Mirabel. Then he tries to extort Lady Wishfort for both her and Millamant's fortunes. Mrs. Fainall accuses Fainall of having an affair with Marwood, but Marwood encourages Lady Wishfort to give in to Fainall's demands to avoid a scandal. Mirabel enters to apologize to Lady Wishfort, who now knows Sir Rowland is an impostor, and he provides documentation that Fainall has no access to Mrs. Fainall's money, and therefore Fainall understands that he has failed. And realizing that he has lost, Fainall flees, and Lady Wishfort gives Mirabel permission to marry Millamant, and the play ends with an epilogue suggesting that each character was crafted from pieces of foolishness that each audience member likely possesses, and here ends the play. If you have anything more to add on to what I've said, please write it in the comment box, like the video, share it with your friends, and if you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe and support. Thank you.